there, Comsat here. Hey, just want to give you a couple tips about stress. Well, here's the problem about stress. The thing about it is people give you too many tips, too many hints on how to deal with stress. What do I mean by that? Okay, here's the deal. You see on these websites and all these little books, okay, do this, do that. Don't do this, do that. So I'm going to give you a little hint, alright? There's only 2 simple steps to alleviate some or maybe even all the stress, okay? So here's the thing. It's very, very simple, and you're probably going to laugh, okay? So the first thing you're going to do is this. You're going to get enough sleep. Yeah, I said it. You got to get sleep. That's the problem. We don't sleep enough. You see these stories about people sleeping 3, 4, and 5 hours a day. Well, that's not true for all of us. Most of us need 8 hours of sleep. Average is about 7. And that's for like 80% of Americans. Some crazy number like that. I don't know the exact figure. I know it's the majority of Americans need at least 7 or 8 hours of sleep. What does that mean to you? You're not getting enough sleep. Here's the thing. Most of the irritability that you create for yourself comes from the lack of sleep. It's that internal dialogue of your brain wanting to shut down and fall on the floor. And then meanwhile, you're saying, hey, I got to go to work. I got to do this. And I'll just put caffeine in my system. Well, it doesn't really necessarily work that way. Here's what you got to do. You have to sleep. Sleep. Just keep sleeping. Go sleep. Do it now. Sleep for 8 hours. You got to sleep. The reason I say that, I'm trying to impress upon you how important sleep is. The thing we don't understand is that we go through a thing called sleep banking and sleep deficit, okay? So it's like a piggy bank, okay? So you feel great when you're at the end of the week, Sunday, Monday comes around, you might be groggy, you might have the moon days, but the thing is you're still operating at a pretty efficient level because you banked maybe 10 hours of sleep the night before, right? Or you got 8. If you didn't, then shame on you because that's when you should be catching up. And yes, you can bank sleep. If you get 12 hours one day, the next day you get 6, you're all right. You're still in sleep surplus is what they would call it, okay? So then what happens when we get to sleep deficit? What happens is we get very irritable and then we want to punch everybody. We just want to get pissed off. I remember when I was in Special Forces Assessment and Selection. Well, the thing about that is they're so sneaky about it. They'll start you off at 5 hours of sleep. And most people are like, Yahtzee, that's more than I get at home. I have a family, I have kids, and all this other stuff. But guess what? It goes to 5 hours, and then 4 hours and 50 minutes, 4 hours and 45 minutes. By day 20, you are a mess. They never try to say they're going to give you less than 5 hours. And I'm not trying to tell you exactly how the course is worked or wired. But I'll tell you that it stays consistent, but there's drop-offs. And what happens is your body says, you know, hey, I'm tough enough. I get more sleep out here, but you don't. You're not getting enough sleep. 5 hours a day is not good for everybody. Yes, there's some occasions and there's some amazing people who do 3 or 4 hours sleep. So I'm guilty. I sleep 3 or 4 hours most of the time. But the thing is, I understand when to get sleep. If I'm starting to get really grumpy, I'll go home, do whatever I have to do, and get enough sleep. Now, what about naps? Naps work. They do. Anything over 6 minutes will help. So 6 minutes, if you can get to the car, don't worry about being a socialite. Don't worry about being an ENTP. Let's face it, don't worry about Farmville or that app that you had. Get that 6 minutes, because that 6 minutes will refresh you. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say sleep is the key to being stress-free. Sleep is the #1 thing I believe that will reduce your stress, because once you've got enough sleep, you can handle a lot of the other things. Now, what is tip number 2? Tip number 2 is even more amazing than not getting enough sleep. Can you believe that? Well, I don't think you should just buy it. You should try this one. Ready? Okay, so tip number 2 is this. Along with getting enough sleep, you have to do something, okay? So what is it? You're depressed or you're irritable and you're groggy and you want to do something, right? This is what I mean. So here's what I mean by that. No 2 thoughts can occupy the same existence at once. It's proven. It's a law of something. There's some law out there. I promise you there's a law. It's relativity or thermodynamics. I think it's thermodynamics. So it's a law of thermodynamics. No 2 things can occupy the same space. And somebody's going to prove me wrong on that, but I'm thinking it's one of those laws. It's there somewhere. Okay. Anyways, getting on. No 2 thoughts can occupy the same space. It's the same thing as anything else. So you can only be on one channel at once. There ain't no picture-in-picture here, buddy. Okay? So what's that mean? When you're irritable, walk away. Go do something that you love. Go get a drink of water. Do some jumping jacks. Do some push-ups. No, couldn't be, right? The thing is to get yourself out of that situation. Because if you stay stressed out and you dwell on being stressed out, then it's going to stress you out. what does a stressed out person feel like, right? It's emotionally owned into the stress, right? And once you start realizing it and you analyze the fact that you're stressed, this is what happens to you. Your body starts going like this, and you're like, oh, fuck this guy. Oh, motherfucker, this guy's so hard to work with. You start doing that, and then you do all kinds of crazy stuff. Or you even might give a, ah! What's that do to you? It changes your state, right? You get out of it, all right? You get emotionally tuned to the new thing that you're doing, which was the yell or whatever it is. All right, but instead of letting it out like that and getting frustrated, walk away. All right, now it's going to be really hard to do if you're 18 through 21 because you are a fucking pissed off gentleman at 18 to 21. You got a lot of testosterone working against you. That's why you need to revert to tip number 1, which was get enough sleep. And I know you're not doing that. Okay, so if you're looking this up, you're definitely not getting enough sleep. That's number 1. And these are my tips. This is not some list, okay? Because, like I said, too often, once we have these long, huge lists, what happens is we tend to just not pay attention to any of them, and we don't take any action on any of them. We just take little bit bite-sized actions, and then we don't follow through or commit on anything. So what I'm going to give you is this. Number 1, get enough sleep. And number 2, do something. If you're thinking about being tired, you're probably going to be stressed out. If you're thinking about worrying, you're probably going to be stressed out. Any of those negative emotions. If you're thinking about flowers, or just start thinking about something as your kid, start making you smile, something stupid, something silly, eventually you'll snap out of it. You're going to change your state. You have to. It's the way we're wired. So I hope you learned something here, and I hope I was helpful. And if I am helpful, then thank you. And thank you for watching and all that other good stuff. Again, my name is Komsat, and thank you for watching. If you do like this and all that other good stuff, go to my website and subscribe. Hit all the likes and stuff. That would help me out a lot. I haven't really started promoting this site yet. Mostly it's just friends and stuff. So right now you're sitting 6 clicks, this and that. I'm trying to kind of keep it hidden right now. But eventually, pretty soon, once I get some content up, I think I will launch this thing. So if you go ahead and like and all this other good stuff, it'll help me out right now. Another thing I want to talk about is I just got finished doing the interview with Justin, and we filmed some of that 30 pounds for 30 days. The site is projectfitforlife.com. If you go there, you're going to see a lot of stuff right now, and it's just getting in the way. So if you're interested, go ahead and go over to projectfitforlife.com and go ahead and check out everything he's got going on over there. You're going to be able to learn how to cleanse your body and get set up for these 30 days to go ahead and reclaim your life, reclaim your happiness, and all that other good stuff. He's a good friend of mine, and we're both in the same schools together right now. All right, other than that, I think that is it for today. Let me know what you think and maybe what you want to talk about next time. I got a pretty decent plan, but pretty soon I got to go into some warrior stuff, right? Just can't be all about this, right? Maybe it can be. To theyellowleaf.com and you'll see Sifu Paul Arena talking about all kinds of crazy things when it comes to spirituality. I do have an interview with him below too as well. So that's Sifu Paul Arena at theyellowleaf.com. That's also a Facebook group. I think there's already 93 viewers, or I'm sorry, 93 members last I checked, and that's like just launched 2 weeks ago or something like that. So if you like that, go ahead and check that out as well. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching, brother.
Bye. Thank you for watching. Bye.